Alright, a continuation of the masking. I kind of covered the basics of just tape in the first part. And I just wanted to show a few more options on masking. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about graphics and leave that to the masters, the guys that go into more detail. Dr. Cranky. He has a lot of good videos on his site showing, the finer points of doing graphics and things. I'm sure his book covers a lot, which I don't have yet. It's on its way. I might get it today actually, but I don't want to go over too deep into the finer points that these guys are much better at and have a mastery of. This is transfer tape. It's very commonly used for airbrushing. That's not its actual purpose. It's used in the vinyl sign industry to take the vinyl image or work lettering or whatever, and you tape over the vinyl after it's cut and weed it out, and then you can lift the vinyl up, with all the letters or graphics intact, and then transfer it to the car or windshield or window or whatever. And then this stuff is less tack than the vinyls, so then you peel this off and your vinyl is on the surface and all the letters and everything's intact. That's what its main purpose is, but what's nice about it is it comes in very large rolls, very wide. It can cover a lot of area with one piece. You can draw on it real nice. You can actually put it on your model and cut it out. You just have to obviously be gentle with it, and you could draw a design out on your model itself and then cut it. Or you can actually put it down on something, glass or whatever, and cut it out and transfer it. And so that's one option. Another option, I know people have heard of Frisket Paper. It's a thin, clear, almost like a skin, I guess you could say. It's once you peel it from the paper, it's kind of a little bit stretchy. It's easy to deform. So generally, this stuff is put on your surface, then cut out. And it just takes the weight of the knife to cut this stuff. I mean, you just score this stuff and it peels right out. So that's another option. You could try to do it on a piece of glass or something and cut it and transfer it to the model. You just have to really be careful not to distort it in the process. So most people do it on whatever they're painting. And then of course a lot of your masters, they'll put a whole piece down and just cut a little out, paint it a certain color, cut a little more, another color, cover up some of it again, another color. So you can really get in depth with this stuff. You can see where I cut a piece out there. That was for masking a spinner on a World War II airplane. I couldn't get the decal to work, so I scanned the decal and then I drew around that spinner decal in a graphics program, and then I ran the stuff through the printer. If you turn it back on turn it upside down, you can actually print your design on the back of this stuff on the paper side. So if you're pretty good with drawing up things, or you want to draw some type of a mask or a flame or whatever, you can draw it up on your computer, print it out on the back of this. When you flip it over, you'll be able to see it through it, and then cut it out. But again, you have to be careful, because you can distort it easily if you're trying to cut it off of the model and then put it on the model. But I'm not going to go much further than that. You can get a glossy type, a flat. Some are higher tack, some come in rolls, some of it comes in sheets, and you usually have to cut the sheet down to fit a printer a little bit. But it's good stuff, a little pricey, but you can get it at the hobby stores and use a coupon and then get it for a decent price. Another option is actual vinyl. This is vinyl paint mask, premium paint mask. Same situation. It's real low tack, makes a really nice sharp edge. You can kind of cut your design out, draw it out, cut it out, or you can use an actual cutter, vinyl cutter, like I did here. This was done on a vinyl cutter. But that's just another option. It's similar to the Frisket, but it's vinyl. Obviously it's tougher, it's resistant to all solvents, and that's another way to go. Or just contact a guy like me who has one if you got a design you want cut out. Hint, hint. Alright, and then for a more homebrew, good masking material is Glad Press and Seal. It's kind of like Saran wrap. It has a little textury surface to it, but it sticks really good when you rub it down. It sticks very well, very much like this Frisket. You know, it's not as good as the Frisket for doing graphics, but I tell you what it is great for is just general masking off the rest of the model. You know, instead of having to tape off the model and use paper, and just take this stuff and wrap it on there, and it just clings to everything. And then if you just want to be extra cautious, you can put a piece of tape over the edge, up to the other tape edge that you're actually painting to. But this is great stuff for general masking. I have used it for a design. I tried it out. You can take a piece of this, put it on the model. You have to burnish it down real good, and then you can kind of cut out, you know, a little design and spray, and it actually worked pretty well. But I wouldn't recommend it as your main graphic or airbrushing masking type material. But it's got the great use of this is just for general coverage. Not, you know, you don't want to use all your Tamiya tape to cover the whole model. You know, it'd just be a big waste to do that. So this stuff is a great option. And that's about as far as I'll go on the. Now there's some things to know when you put the stuff on the model, but I'm going to show that when I do the actual model, as far as sealing your tape, what you can use, why, and just do some just general masking, I guess, on it, and show as it pertains to the Createx is what I'm trying to stick with. You know, these work with all types of paint and everything, but you know, as far as dealing with Createx, there's still a few things that are kind of a little bit different from other paints. So I guess I'm gonna do that in the next video.